Good morning, Pinewood families. This is Mr. Nitz. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, and here's your plan for today. In math, you're going to be working on page 238 and 239, and you'll notice that page 239 is labeled as an exit ticket. I know for the last couple of weeks, Thursday has been the day that we've done an exit ticket, but because we've been working on multiply fractions for so long, today is the day. I'd like you to turn in page 239. So the simplest way to do that is to take a picture. It's only got 2 problems on it, and we're going to use it as an exit ticket to decide if you can multiply fractions or not. Remember, always at noon, we will meet for a Schoology conference. That Schoology conference button has been re-added to Schoology. If you still don't see it, you're going to need to log out and log back in. When you log back in the next time, it will appear on your left side margin. I'll be there at noon today, from noon until 12:30 for math help. I did notice today that there are some word problems, and sometimes in word problems, it becomes difficult in interpreting what am I supposed to do and what numbers am I supposed to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. I did notice a few problems today used what I call the leftover fraction in the multiplying procedure. So for example, if someone said, I ate 1/4 of the box of cookies on Monday, and the next day we ate half of what was left. How many did we eat on the next day? Now, at first, we're just used to taking the 2 numbers that we see in the problem and multiplying them. So if I said on Monday I ate 1/4 of the box of cookies, and on Tuesday I ate half of what was left. You have to be on the lookout for phrases like what was left, or the rest, or leftover, things like that. Because if you think about it, how many I ate on Tuesday is not half of 1/4. I ate half of the remaining section of the box of cookies. So if I ate 1/4 of the box of cookies, there's 3/4 of the box of cookies left, and I ate half of that. So half of 3/4 would be 3/8. Make sure that you pay attention for keywords like leftover, the rest, or remaining, so that you know which number to actually multiply. Turn in page 239 by submitting it as a picture on Schoology or even on Remind. Next, in language arts today, you're going to read Noni and the Book Ban inside of Raz Kids. Now, I know that a few of you may have read it yesterday, and that's okay, but I want to make sure that you're not taking the test early. When you read the stories, we do a lot of things that happen during the week that will allow you to practice and get used to it so that you can be more successful on the test. One of the features I like about Raz Kids is that it does allow you to retake the test if you don't do as well. But it also shows me how many times you took the test. So for example, in Raz Kids, if you take the test 7 times, that's not the best way to approach taking your test, of just hurrying and going through it thinking, oh, I can just take it again. I would rather you just take it 1 time and be successful, but I am okay with a retake. Today, you're going to be reading Noni and the Book Ban, and then you're going to be writing about it in your notebook. If you don't have that special notebook or whatever where you've been doing any work so far, you can just write about it in lined paper. But you're going to remember that we want to write about the characters, the setting, the problem, the events, and the resolution. If you remember, that's kind of like the 5-finger retell, where there's a character or characters that we're going to describe what they're like as they're introduced into the story. Next, there is the setting, and then what is the main problem that the characters encounter throughout the story. And then next, what is the plot or events that happen, and then how does the story turn out, or the solution. Also, there's a link for you to go back into Quizlet and practice some of those vocabulary words for Noni and the book ban. In Quizlet, there's some ways for you to study those words and kind of creates little games for it. I would suggest trying the ones that say link to study, ones like write and spell. So one of them is going to have you write out the words, and one of them is going to have you spell those words, but it'll be great practice for you to be able to do that. Yesterday, you should have read issue 14 of Studies Weekly about the Revolutionary War. Today, complete the crossword puzzle and play the misspelled activity. So make sure that you are staying on target with the things that you need to do for the day. Some of you waited all the way until Friday of last week to do all of your work, and even into the weekend. It's a great feeling to know that you are finishing your work on time. So remember that one that does need to be submitted today, which means turned in, is math page 239, the exit ticket. But you need to read Noni and the Book Band. You need to practice the Quizlet words, write about it as a summary with a 5-finger retell in your notebook, and complete the social studies activities as well as the 2 pages in math. I'll see you today either at Schoology at noon, or if you need to send a reminder, you can do that as well. Thanks for watching.